with this next one, it's slightly more complicated. I'm now on page 3. You can see you've got 3 outside of 2x minus 5 is equal to 27. It's quite a complicated expression, but there's still only one value of x. So we can solve this one. Now there's a couple of ways we can do it. We can do it by dividing both sides by 3 if we wish to, or we can expand the bracket and then go ahead and solve. So I'm going to start by expanding the bracket first. So that means multiplying everything inside the bracket by 3. So if we do that, we'll have 6x minus 15 is equal to 27. Okay, so now it's fairly simple. We're undoing in reverse order of operations, which means additions and subtractions dealt with first. So 6x minus 15, add 15, adding 15 to both sides of the equation to undo the subtract 15. Disappears on the left hand side, so we have 6x is equal to 27 plus 15, I think that's 42. Now we need to divide both sides by 6, and of course if we do that on the left hand side, the 6's will cancel out. We've got x is equal to 42 divided by 6 is 7. Now if we had done it the other way and begun with, and I'll do this over here, if we have 3 outside of 2x minus 5 is equal to 27, we could have undone the multiply by 3 by dividing both sides by 3 first. So those 3's would have cancelled out there. We would have had 2x minus 5 is equal to 9. Okay, now add 5 to both sides. The 5's will disappear on the left hand side, so we have 2x is equal to 14, and of course x equal to 14 divided by 2. So we still get exactly the same answer whichever way we do it. The next one is slightly more difficult. Now why is it slightly more difficult? And that's because you'll see that x occurs on both sides of the equation. It still means we have only one unknown. It's still x, but it occurs on both sides of the equation. So the easiest way to deal with this is to treat x as if it was any other number. So I can juggle x, I can move it from one side of the equation to the other. So what I'm going to do in this one is get rid of the x on the right hand side. Let's do that first. So if we subtract x from both sides of the equation, so the left hand side becomes 2x minus x minus 5 equals x minus x plus 5, plus 8, sorry, that's an 8, isn't it, on the right hand side. Now what happens? On the left hand side, 2x minus x is just x, and on the right hand side, x minus x is 0, so we have now x minus 5 is equal to 8, and of course that one's fairly easy to solve. X minus 5, add 5 to both sides. 5's disappear on the left hand side, and we have x is equal to 13. Now this is a good one to do a check on, because if you notice, of course, we had an x on the left hand side. So let's take the left hand side, which is 2x minus 5, and substitute in x is equal to 13. So 2 times 13 minus 5 is 26 minus 5, which is 21. So the left hand side is equal to 21. What's the right hand side equal to if we substitute x is equal to 13 in, so it'll be 13 plus 8, and of course 13 plus 8 is 21. Left hand side equals right hand side, so therefore our answer, only one answer, remember, it's completely unique to that particular equation, and the answer is x is equal to 13. And of course the next one is a similar one, x on both sides, and exactly as before, deal with the x first. And with this one I'd probably add 2x to both sides. I want to undo this subtract 2x, and the way I can undo it is add 2x to both sides. So adding 2x to both sides, it gets rid of the x term on the right hand side. 2x subtract 2x is 0, and of course on the left hand side 3x plus 2x is 5x, so we have 5x plus 7 is equal to 8. Now undoing the addition first, so 5x plus 7 minus 7 is equal to 8 minus 7. Ooh, 7's cancel out and don't cancel out, one subtracts the other. So we've got 5x on the left hand side, and on the right hand side we've got 1. And of course that's going to give us an answer of dividing both sides by 5. X is equal to 1/5. So it gives us a fraction answer. And that's a really nice one to practice at this stage. If you substitute back into the left hand side, 3x plus 7, what it's going to give you, of course, is a fraction operation. So you get an answer to that. And is that the same? And I'll leave you to work this one out for yourself. Is this the same as, and I'll do this one in a different colour, 8 minus 2x, which is going to be 8 minus 2 times 1/5. Do you get the same answer there? And I think you do. So go ahead and see if you can do that. And the last one on this page, and it's another one. It's slightly more difficult. This time we're finding a. We've got a bracket there. So what I'd do there is expand that bracket first. So multiplying everything inside the bracket by -2. And of course leaving the right hand side as it is initially. And now what are we going to do? Now it doesn't really matter whether we have the unknown on the left hand side or the right hand side. In this case I'm going to add 2a to both sides, because otherwise I'm going to end up with -a terms on the left hand side. So if I add 2a to both sides of the equation, I'll get that. And of course on the left hand side, 2a subtract 2a is 0. I have -14 equals 6a plus 16. Now I'm going to subtract 16 from both sides. That's a plus 16. Oops, let's just get that right. Plus 16 minus 16. We're subtracting 16 from both sides. Left hand side is -30. Right hand side is, let's subtract that, is 0, 6a. And now we remember solving for a, so that means we need to divide both sides by 6. So we're going to have on the left hand side just a, -30 over 6. Our answer is -5. So answer a is equal to -5, and let's just substitute that back into the left hand side and the right hand side. So left hand side, -2 outside of a plus 7, and that's going to be -2 outside of -5 plus 7, which is -2 times 2, answer of -4. That's the left hand side. And on the right hand side we have 4a plus 16, 4 times negative 5 plus 16, that's negative 20, plus 16, answer is equal to negative 4. Left hand side equals right hand side, so that tells me my answer of a is equal to negative 5 is correct.